your record. You get pulled over and you have anything funky to smell, whether it's weed, whether it's alcohol, what do you think's gonna happen? What happened with Mr. Torrance? You picked up a new case?
It was a failure to ID, and I'll pull it up now.
She actually had this one.
Just like expectations. I was trying to pull an arm as judge.
Take your time, Blaze. There's never a problem. Can you read to me what happened on the failure to ID?
April 22nd, 2025, officer dispatch in reference to a in reference to a burglar of a motor vehicle. Complainant stated that at 4:30 a.m. she heard a car alarm go off and looked out the window and saw two individuals leaving.
Oh my God, you're telling me this is a BMV?
No, it's not being
That's the co-defendant,
It's the
Judge.
co-defendant.
She's with. This is a party.
Not charged though, Your Honor. Say that, but complainant approached the suspect and defendant Silva stated that she was, quote, going to beat her ass if she kept following me. The complainant was able to flag down an officer and the defendants. The other complaining witness, the owner of the vehicle, said that the officers, there was a red paint on the front seat of the complainant's motor vehicle. Complainant observed that a bike that defendant Silva was riding on had red paint on the seat. In the back of defendant Silva's pants was also red paint. During the investigation, I observed defendant Silva with red paint on the back of her pants. During the investigation, defendant Silva admitted to going to the vehicle to find things changed. Once the defendants were detained, officers asked what the defendant's name and date of birth was. She first stated that her name was Sierra Johnson, date of birth 4/18/2002. Officers asked for a clarification on the spelling. Officers then asked if she ever had a Texas driver's license or ID. She stated she did not. Officers ran the given name, but nothing came back. Officers then called for Mogan Aphis. While officers were waiting, he asked the defendant what her name was, and she said that her name was spelled Sierra, Ceirra, with a C instead of an S, and that Johnson was her mom's last name, and that her real name was Torrance. Officers ran the new name and Texas driver's license, came back to defendant Torrance with multiple City of Houston Precinct 2 warrants. I said,
So the co-defendant got charged.
the defendant was charged, Your Honor. I'll pull it up now.
Why not Miss Torrance?
I'm not going to read in here, Judge. I don't want to speculate, but I think all of the evidence can point to the co-defendant. And in fact, the co-defendant admitting to going into the vehicle.
There was red paint in the car.
Right.
She has red paint on her.
That was.
No, that was co-defendant. I don't.
Was she acting as a lookout?
I don't know why you did not take a B&B on this. I don't want to speculate. All I can see is that obviously there was a decision made at intake that they didn't have enough for B&B, but they had.
Anna, as much as I love you and as much as I appreciate your tenacity, no, there's something going on that's a lot deeper with this, and I'd like to find out. And what I'd like to do is have her TRS, essentially. But I don't know what we need to do to get through to you, Miss Torrance, but apparently of all the stuff that we've dealt with now, in your case is what? $241 days, and yet we
Judge, if I may, this is a DWI. We got the alcohol report back and they sent it off to get tested for tox. We still do not have that toxicology report. And when we were,
I get it.
okay,
I'm not saying
it's just, she's not the one dragging it out. It's been waiting on the test.
You are on
Yeah.
bond. You've now picked up a new case. I've repeatedly asked you to behave yourself while on bond. That you are not charged with 2 cases and you merely have the one. I'm now revoking your bond number, it's DWI, and I'm taking you in. And what I'd like to do is have her TRAS
Okay.
immediately to
Okay.
see how we go forward, because this is, in my opinion, throwing her to the wolves. Because something is going on, and I'm going to try to nip it before it becomes felonious.
Judge, we do have an alternative offer on there. That would include the TRAS.
I want to do it first,
Absolutely.
so we see how to go forward, because I don't want, I just,
And while we're here, actually, let me talk to the state about this before I'm gonna give them a heads up.
so I would imagine today's obviously too late, so probably Monday, right? Yeah, okay. Hi, Craig.
Hi, Judge, how are you?
Come on.
May I approach?
Yeah,
We wanted to represent Isley Insurance.
make a wish, it's 11:11. You represent who?
Mr. Contreras, he's in the box right now. I don't know if the court has any bond conditions we need to go over.
Yeah, I put a scram just to make sure he's not using, and then just no contact with the complaining witness.
Okay. And
Oh yeah, dude needs to get a job. So
Okay.
we'll bring back 2 weeks to see what he's done, hopefully
2
something.
weeks, try
A
to,
ton of applications. I'm not expecting employment, but at least show me effort,
okay,
and we're happy. Then we'll,
okay, so he's good to go once, okay, thank you.
thanks.
Thanks, Rick.
I know you.
Yes. Thursday, May 8th.
You're back. Happy birthday. Oh. Yeah.
That's great.
Judge, I have Miss Aristelsi on today's docket, Judge. She had bond violations.
I'm bringing her up.
Miss Aristelsi, come on up. And Judge, she missed a drug test. She tells me that she had lost her phone at that point, and so that's why that she did not know that she was notified for a drug test. I have submitted,
Last name again?
Alator Aristelsi. Aristelsi?
Aristelsi, a la torre. Ujú.
And Judge, I have submitted a mitigation packet in the DWI application. She's interested in doing the PTI.
So I'm sending you now for a drug test, a drug and alcohol test.
Mr. Bottom?
This is your second bond violation report. I'm well within my right to just take you into custody now. And if you ever have any more violations, I don't care what it is, you will go into custody. And the next time, your bond will hit the clouds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So I want to send her for a drug and alcohol test, and then we'll come back on Monday so we can assess what
Thank you,
the
Judge.
results are.
Just roll to Monday, Judge?
Please take a seat. Thanks. Hey, come on up.
We're ready to plead, Your Honor.
Okay. Coming up, Mr. Bada. So we need to make sure that this is the right name. Is it? What is your first name? Okay, so Bada is your actual last name. Right. Mr. Bada, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement that they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 1 day that you have done. You are giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. It will be there forever. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. You pick up any more DWIs. And I'm going to tell you, because it's going on your record, you get pulled over and you have anything funky to smell, whether it's weed, whether it's alcohol, what do you think's going to happen? If you want to get lit, if you want to smoke until your heart's content, don't get into a car. I know that he has gone above and beyond the call of duty in representing you without probably taking a... For all the money that you have saved, $50 will get you a ride to wherever you want to go in this life. Do you understand? I don't know if I'm going to waive the supervisory fee with him. I don't know if he's truly indigent or not by OG.
I would respectfully.
I know that you are, but I don't know. You know, I know that you've been throwing everyone for a loop the entire time, so I want you to fill out an application from where you saw. I know that you are truly indigent. You're going to swear to this document. This is a public, not a public, but this is a governmental document that you're going to swear to. I want to know about your financial situation. I want to know everything about you. How much money you have at the bank, how much money you have coming in, how many cars you have, and then we'll take a look to see whether you're truly indigent. You understand? I'm going to suspend your license for 180 days. Do not drive until you get a license. So we will have you fill out an affidavit and I'll see whether you are indigent and then we'll take a look. But really, this dude has really gone above and beyond the call to represent you for all the issues that you've had. So thank you so much for doing what you're doing. How do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to follow this agreement. Deputy, do you mind giving an application so we can work to see? Okay.
And Ron, do you need me to approach with?
No, I'll look at the document. If he does, then I'm going to waive it. If you do not qualify, you will be required to pay the supervisory fees. In this case, that is $3,000 plus court costs. Actions have consequences. You had the opportunity. When you pick up a DWI, you're going to pay for it one way or the other. You know, now this, with the conviction, it's going to follow you forever. All I hope is that 20 years, 30 years from now, this was enough of a hassle in your life that you, man, I had 3 beers. I better not get into a car. Time heals all wounds, but the law never forgets. Good luck to you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Your Honor.
Bye. Okay, you ready?
I think they'll just wait for bringing my client out, so.
Okay. Oh man, I think we took in a couple people today.
I skipped over it.
That's okay, we'll do it. Hey. So we took in Torrance.
Lawrence and Roberts, you got lost. The one that just came out. The one who did the. What's the size of the car?
How
The amount that's on us.
many people we've taken in? Oh yeah, Robinson, right. So I think. You see that? Yeah, I did one. I did one on Robinson. I just did one on Torrance.
Sure.
And then we took in Reyna.
Yeah.
Reyna was a felony warrant, so I'm not revoking the bond.
Okay.
So I believe bond as is. And that's it. There's those 3. No, Robinson gets 5,001 on the tampering. Um, you got all the conditions on Robinson, right?
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, okay, good.
I know, Your Honor. We're just waiting on the sheriff to bring out Mr. Randall.
And
Yes, sir. Heads up, Your Honor, Mr. Randall's,
I'll jump on Zoom.
got a lot to say.
I don't think anything else.
you got a lot to say?
Yes.
It's okay.
Understood.
Are we doing a plea?
No, so he picked up a new charge, had to stay till like from a couple of years ago, 2022. Had with their guy called and picked up a new charge.
So that's the only reason?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, he wanted to speak to you anyway.
I'm happy to talk. Is that you going, bringing him on? Okay. Come on up, sir. How are you?
Good, sir.
So, Mr. Randall, you're charged with failure to identify oneself as a fugitive from justice. That is a Class A misdemeanor. That was from 2022. And I guess you didn't show up for the arraignment, I'm assuming, so we revoked the bond. We issued the warrant. 3 years later, now you've picked up an assault bodily injury. On that one, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. I don't know what happened in an assault, so we're going to find out.
So,
Okay, what happened?
Judge, before we get started, there is some use of profanity that's pertinent. How do you sort of?
Dude, we don't have virginal ears. You can do whatever you want. Say it.
On April 22nd, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to an assault in progress call and made contact with the complaining witness. The law enforcement officer observed the complaining witness to have blood on their face and fresh cuts on his face and near his eye. The complaining witness stated he walked on a bridge and passed the defendant and told him to have a good day. The defendant then stated, "What the fuck did you just say to me? You got a problem." The complaining witness told the defendant that he didn't have a problem and did not want any trouble. The defendant then got into a fighting stance and struck the complaining witness in the face multiple times, took him to the ground, continued striking him, and stuck his finger in the complaining witness's eye. The complaining witness stated he was in fear for his life. A witness corroborated the complaining witness's story.
Any damage to the eye?
Law enforcement officers took pictures of what he recognized to be a bite mark on the complaining witness. I will look for further damage evidence. The officer observed the complainant's eye being red and the bottom part of his eye having a fresh cut and abrasions on both sides of his face and above his forehead.
Okay, Mr. Randall, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in possession of weapons.
so,
I don't know if you're going to bond out, but if you do, I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle because you're a flight risk.
not gonna go anywhere. I mean, the assault,
So
charge.
don't talk about it, really. You have the right to remain silent, exercise the right. That's why you have a lawyer, because whatever you say now, they're going to sit there, type it to try to use it against you. Just best not. So the problem is that I can't give you a PR bond. We gave you a PR bond last time and you took off. Now, 3 years later, you picked up a new case. And the only reason we have you back is because of this. So I can't just give you another PR bond, you know?
And Your Honor, Mr. Randall would like me to communicate to the court that he was under the impression that his prior offense was dismissed and it was a misunderstanding, but that he has every intention to satisfy his obligations.
I get it. I understand. Where do you live?
I believe he's kind of in transient at the moment, Your Honor.
And that's a problem because I don't want to just give you another PR bond and you're going to end up on the street. You know,
It's hard to get lodgings here.
allegedly here, they're just wishing you to have a good day. Have a good day. And now, you know,
We have provided him with resources in order to try to find lodging and the like. So I think you said you were going to take advantage of that information that I gave you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't. You scare me. You take off, and the only reason we have you back now is because
Sir,
of have a nice day.
no, I didn't take off. I've been right here in the city of Houston. It wasn't a flight risk or me ignoring the conditions of the PR bond. I showed up to the court. Like I said, the discrepancies just with the criminal justice system up to this point is paramount to pretty much everything.
Who do you have in your life? Where's
The
mom?
Lord.
Where's dad? Where's brother, sister? Who do you have
I'm
in your
here.
life?
I'm on my own. I actually came here to Texas to take care of VA and Social Security disability to acquire a resource to just take care of that simple business and go back to Germany. That was it.
Germany, he said, Your Honor.
But I'm not a recluse or a loose cannon. How they trying to paint? It's wrong. That guy.
Sir, we'll talk about the facts.
So if you had somewhere to go, like family members that are willing to take you in, I would consider. But just to go back on the street. My fear is that we let you out, and then the same thing happens again, where you just go out and then we just don't see you again. So I don't know if you can somehow try to reach through some family or anyone that he may have, talk with them, and then I guess we'll go from there. Okay? All right. Good luck,
We're
sir.
asking for a short recess. We spoke with the
Absolutely,
state.
for sure.
We'll try to resolve this.
Maybe a couple days or however long you want, and
So,
yeah. All right. Good luck, sir.
thank you. Someone more? Comes that way.
Judge, can I call up the arraignment?
Hey, Nathan, can I do an arraignment real quick?
Well, I'm just gonna take a minute of your time.
Okay, come on.
All right,
Great to
Judge.
see you, man. What's
Pleasure.
new? Happy Fridays?
Yes, Judge.
Morning, gentlemen.
So these are two U of H pre-law students.
Great.
All right, so Peter and Elijah, their class is getting a tour of the building, and when I was taking them downstairs, they had mentioned that they had seen you and they wanted to meet you.
We
Nice.
saw you on so many times on TikTok, and it's a great honor.
Yeah, I don't know who I don't put it on there, so I have no idea, but
You've gone viral, like I've seen so many times, and I'm amused, like by the way you handle
By the
stuff.
way, they have no idea who I am.
No, but we know who you are. So we were just wondering if we could just get a picture of you.
Let's skip that part.
I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm okay
So I know
with
there's
it.
like
Just let me
no photography about, but
just do a couple things here and there, and then if you just give me a couple minutes, I'm happy to take a
All right,
picture.
Judge, I've got to actually run to another court, so if you don't mind, can I leave them in your jury box?
No, not in the jury box.
Okay.
Where?
The witness stand.
Oh, yeah, if you can hang out in the witness stand here.
Now can we call up the arraignment?
Sure.
All right. Page 13, Ms. Morris, come on up, please. Judge, I thought she was one of the ones that had an attendee. That was one.
Okay, not a problem. Coming up, Ms. Morris. Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, you are charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Shh.
On April 17th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a disturbance and made contact with the reportee who stated the defendant had left the scene. While speaking to the reportee, the defendant drove up to the scene and the law enforcement officer observed the defendant exit out of the driver's side of the vehicle and was the only person in the vehicle. The law enforcement officer observed the defendant to have red, glossy eyes and slurred speech. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. A 6 out of 6 was reported on the HGN. A 3 out of 4 was reported on the one-legged stand. It states here that the other test was refused. The law enforcement officer found an open alcoholic beverage, mostly empty and cold to the touch, in the center cup holder and several other unopened alcoholic beverages cold to the touch. The defendant refused to provide a specimen. Blood warrant was obtained and executed.
Did you say that there was an accident? initially that brought them to the attention or what?
Judge, it just says that the law enforcement officers were dispatched to a disturbance and the defendant drove back to the scene that she had left from.
My fiance.
Stop. Don't. You have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right.
There's no accident, Your Honor. It was just, they were called out to a disturbance. I believe it was a disturbance with. There's a disturbance under the weapon call, Your Honor. They drove up to the location, and made contact with a complainant witness who stated that the defendant had left the location, and then while they were speaking to the complainant witness,
That's when she comes back.
that's when their defendant came back.
Okay. All right, Ms. Morris, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to drive at all. I'm now going to have you sign an affidavit with me today, promising you're not going to drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising you're not going to drive. Do you understand? Because this is a second offense, you will be required to obtain a portable interlock device that you're going to take with you everywhere you go to prove to me that you're not consuming alcohol. I will also randomly test you for drugs. If I find that you're using, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand, ma'am? You're sending notice to DPS now that I'm placing a restriction on your license that you're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have a guardian interlock. If you're caught driving a vehicle, it doesn't have an interlock on it, an officer in this state will know that you're required and they will arrest you and put you in jail. And you're in violation of these bond conditions. Do you understand? You have the ability to hire a lawyer, ma'am. We're going to give you time to hire a lawyer. So what I'm going to do is I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. I'm going to first have you come up here, swear test that you're not going to drive. You will then get with pretrial services for your bond conditions. And then after that, you'll be free to go. Do not use. Do you understand? Alcohol or illegal drugs. It's not going to go well. I didn't say you couldn't work. I just said you. I'm ordering you not to drive.
They put an interlock in there already.
Okay. Right. Do we have any more arraignments, Vic? Any more arraignments? What's your name, sir?
Judge, she was removed from PCI. I've emailed counsel to verify and I haven't heard back yet. I'm Sunday respectfully.
So it's now nearly 12. I guess what we'll do is we will roll it to Monday.
Monday? He completed all of his programs, then he can submit today's alcohol. Plan those because of the alcohol and financial first. That's why
If it's not my program anyway. If they remove him, they remove him. It's their program. I don't have any, you know?
Portable device would be required.
Yeah, I guess. How did you reach out to Mr. Boyer?
you know, when we tried calling him,
Did you get it?
and he knew in advance because I sent him an email I have to phone in here and defend.
I guess, yeah, call him.
No, they didn't over with your pre-trial. So once you finish here and you finish with the court, you're gonna go to 49.
Is that our last case?
He goes over the motions and then.
Okay. Are you supposed to meet with him soon or were you? Yes, let's come over this way and we'll take a picture so you guys can go.
You got your result, you can export data. So you could have over 49 cents. When you leave the court, it's gonna be straight up the block, I'll send you some. And then there's the right, there's a drug processing.
This is so weird.
Oh, that was the one where they had an email saying they were getting permission. It was, Alan signing on.
Is he appointed or retained?
Alan, that's a good question. That's a Victoria question.
Okay.
I think,
Oh, he's gotta be, this is the gentleman that we just brought out?
I think so, yes, that's, Alan approached about it.
Okay, this is appointed.
Yeah, so I think.
For sure it's appointed, are you?
And there might be some point that you already.
So let me see who is, yeah, Elena, right. Yeah, no, this is good. We're okay. All right, Mr. Sims, come on up.
Judge, I have Victor Martinez that I just got appointed to. He wanted to ask you if he's working, he works a lot of times out of state, and he does mill work. And you have him come up, Judge? He wanted to know about drug tests.
I'll go back.
Mr.
Yeah, let me go. Hello.
Okay. Judge, Mr. Bourget has said he's trying to log into Zoom.
I don't see anyone in the room. I don't see anyone there yet.
Okay.
Okay. You can wait a few.
Yeah, right here, Jen.
Oh, yeah.
But he's in his work process. Summer behind.
Yeah. Mr. Boyer,
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah.
good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
So your client has been removed from the program.
Well, I understand that he has some violations. That he hasn't, he has not met the requirement.
So we need to figure out what you guys want to do, whether you want to accept a plea bargain or whether we want to set the case for trial.
Well, Your Honor, I'll need to talk to him because I would have to withdraw on this case because I finished the case. He has not met his financial obligation, and like I told him, I won't continue on this case.
No. The case is now open as if it's like at the beginning. There's no withdrawing. I mean, the case is 440 days old, and we need to know whether he wants to just set it for trial or, accept the offer.
I'll have to talk to him then. Okay.
Come up.
Is it then okay?
So what I'm going to do is I want to send him for a drug and alcohol test right now, and then we'll have him come back Monday. It is your responsibility to get in touch with Mr. Boyer, your lawyer, to figure out what you want to do. You have been removed from this program. So there are offers. What are the offers on this case now? Please state.
Yes, Your Honor, once. We have a 15-month probation offer and a time served offer, I believe.
Okay, so it's either time served or they've offered a 15-month probation. So it is your responsibility to get in touch with them to figure out what you want to do. We will have you here back Monday, and then you let us know what you want to do.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have you sign a reset. We'll get you out here. Make sure you talk with your lawyer. Do you
Do I go through
understand?
the drug test?
Yeah, we're gonna send you for the drug test now, and then after that, no, we'll see you back Monday. Okay, Mr. Boyer,
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
do you have his cell phone number?
I think I have the one that I have. It's not been answering, so
Do you have does he have your phone number?
he has. Yeah, he has my phone number.
Okay, his phone number will also be on the reset. Make sure you get in contact with him.
Okay.
Okay, okay, Mr. Boyer, we'll see you Monday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have fun. Hi.
For Miss Simmons, I just picked up her case today. There was a bond condition, so she's telling me there's a bond condition of 500 feet. They're like neighbors, so, and it's like HUD housing, so I was wondering if we could just do no contact and that would be okay.
My only,
There's even like a comment.
really? You got the club?
There's even like it's HUD housing, so there's like a common area with a kitchen and all that, and so, I mean, I don't know how they can't.
I don't want, and I don't think it's fair for the complaining witness to have to try to walk on eggshells in hopes that she doesn't run into her. And I want to alleviate any kind of accidental run-ins. That's why we do it. I get it. But so how can we creatively find a way where the complaining witness doesn't have to, oh shit, how am I going to get home? I mean, am I going to run into her? What am I going to, it's.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's HUD housing and she will be homeless if she has to leave.
I'm
So,
not telling her to leave. I
Right.
just don't want them to accidentally bump into each other. How do
yeah,
you do
well, I think the issue is the nature of where they live is like, they would be within 500 feet in their own respective apartments. And so that's the issue.
How do we really know that? We're taking her word for it?
I mean, I can go over there and take pictures and
I don't want
stuff,
you to do
but
Can you do me this? Do you mind reaching out to her right now, if you can? How do we alleviate the situation?
And as soon as as soon as I have the context information.
Well, you don't have the contact.
Usually with these cases.
this isn't the
Oh,
small.
this is, I'm sorry, I thought you were personal.
No, we already did that other one.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is, my bad, my bad.
Can you go real quick?
Yeah, I'll.
2 minutes and see, can you give me 2 minutes, Sarah? See,
I have to go to 11, but I will be back. They're already emailing me, like,
We'll call it clear right.
okay,
and
I'm
I,
being stretched thin.
11 is that, oh, no.
You don't want to, yeah.
Okay, I know, no.
Again, no contact is fine, it's just the 500 feet part that is like impossible in this situation.
100 feet?
100 feet?
If I have to, I'll go down the stairs. We've got an elevator and stairs.
There's always another way in these apartment complexes,
Pardon me?
I don't want you to run into her.
Oh, I understand, sir.
So find an alternate route so that you don't cross in front of her house or apartment, Take the long way if you need to,
Okay. Okay.
So I'll modify it to, I guess 100.
Okay.
Just, I don't
Yeah,
want her
that-
anywhere near
yeah.
her. It really sucks to have to walk on eggshells when you're
No, I
just trying to.
understand. I understand that. It's like the nature of where they live that I don't want to make, because she's living there. I don't want her to pick up a VBR because she's just living there,
I'll just set that.
Do you want to go run 11?
Sure. Okay, I'll be back.
Victoria, how many cases do we have on for Monday so far? Okay, I'm gonna start putting them on Tuesday. I put 4 already, more on Monday. So I'll start going to Tuesday now, because I've got another 4 BBOs still.
No. Yeah, I think you're correct.
Hey.
It'll be text message. Yeah. It should be text. I'm gonna check the phone. It'll be forwarded to You're reporting back to court on the 25th. Monday. And that's out the 28th.
Okay.
Vic, you wanna go through the list?
Yes.
Stoco Hernandez, the guy that was on DWI PTI that's removed from it, want me to just place him back under the condition of free trial?
Yeah.
Drugs,
Of
alcohol,
course.
drug testing, center for today.
How long's he been without those?
He was with her in the program.
Okay, yeah.
He's coming back with us.
Yeah. He's always been no drugs, no alcohol.
Yeah, covered. Double check they might sure was it does. So that's me for pricing. You may use it's gonna be the same thing. And numbers of the drug test and drug food, do you still have this? What do you want us to be? It'll be the same thing. Text message. What is the follow?
346-425.
Right. You have that phone with you, right? You should receive a message right now.
I got it.
It says test message.
Don't reply.
Well, when you get them, you're gonna want to reply. Because that's how it logs you. Okay, so moving forward, when you start receiving them, you want to reply. It should be Monday to Friday.
Yeah, I should reply yes or no.
You can reply yes, yeah. Received or yes is fine.
Yes, no,
Yeah, that's fine. Just because it'll log you then.
No,
If it doesn't get you, it doesn't log you then. Okay. Keep the call log. That's how you check compliance.
It will start Monday, right?
Monday it should start. Yeah, today was just a test to make sure it works. And yeah, that's alternative instructions. You don't need to do that because you're gonna get the automatic messages.
Okay.
And that should be fine.
So who's the reset?
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna give you a timer.
Say like Monday, Tuesday, and we don't receive it, you don't want it. Make sure it's blocked today.